Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine. I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be especially unpopular amongst women.
I'm Gray Mars. Break a record by being with 100 men in one day. And right after she was done, she recorded a documentary.
I'm a vegan weed. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
And I'm Enzo.
Bringing up in my lives is they're like, oh well, he's violating the Constitution by having a meme coin and him making money off it in office and everything like that. I was like, if that was the case, like there would be lawsuits up the ass and impeachment in court.
I'm skeptic. Like I always say, don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights.
I'm Mia. That's not a correct power dynamic in my mind. Typically, the people that are trying to be removed are not in control. That's why they're easily being removed.
Yo, that was fire.
Yeah.
I like that, though. I like that.
The person that's dealt with some people in the industry, I can personally tell you, most of them are bullshit. Most of them got something going on and they're crazy, and they will have you. I'm talking about they'll have you crazy.
Yeah, you look professional, bro. You look real professional. Case, like Slim said, it's the beginning, man. We're gonna see more. It's gonna unfold, and
that mean I'm doing my job.
Hey. If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
It's gonna come out how it come out. You feel me? Yo, none of this is rehearsed. Everything is off the top.
Vulgar. Welcome to the man cave.
What's good? Welcome back to the man cave on this good Monday night. It's some crazy shit going on, and we gonna get into it tonight. All right, I'm gonna get straight to it. I'm Vulgar.
I'm Gray Mars.
Sergeant Pants 0331.
King J.
All right, what's good? Everybody welcome, and let's bring up Alexis.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna get straight into it. I know there's been some sensitive activities going on this past week, but I came across this skit. I think it's pretty funny, so I'm gonna open with that, and then we'll go into the first subject.
Tonight, ICE raids continue as Chihuahuas become the latest targets in what officials call a canine compliance operation.
Clear left. Kennel loaded.
Earlier this morning, ICE agents raided several homes in this neighborhood, detaining at least a dozen Chihuahuas. Community reaction has been mixed.
I'm not saying they're all bad or that they deserve cages, but ever since the raid, the barking stopped. The neighborhood's been a lot quieter.
Dang, so only Enzo and I find that funny, huh? Dang.
It's funny. But it had to be a white dog, though, huh?
Oh, that was the whole point.
We should have had German shepherds rounding them up.
Who would the German shepherds be?
The ICE Nazis.
All right. Let me go with our first topic. No kings.
People all across America and around the world protested for No King's Day today, with there being crowds said to be record-setting. And I mean, look at the footage. The people just go on forever. And as far as some of the things we've seen in Los Angeles, they carried a massive copy of the U.S. Constitution. In Florida, protesters marched to Mar-a-Lago. San Francisco formed a giant human banner that said No Kings. Nashville endured the rain to protest. Chicago's protest was so big that one reporter speculated that it could be the biggest protest in the city's history. City officials in Boise announced that today's protest is the largest gathering in the city's entire history. And Idaho, I didn't know you had it in you. I mean, look at the photos. Is that like a third of Idaho out there? Even small towns in America have shown up in massive numbers, from Little Rock, Arkansas to State College, Pennsylvania, with it appearing that many Americans are absolutely pissed with the ICE secret police, the use of the military on the people, the authoritarian crackdown on free speech, the camps, the corruption, and the general lawlessness that this regime conducts itself with. Right in that is there were also huge protests in the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and over 37 other countries for the American people's struggle against tyranny, which is just wild to see. I mean, I want you to think about what it means that people in other countries are protesting for your freedom. Like, that's a thing that we normally see happen here. Though I suppose, as Thomas Paine wrote in Common Sense, the cause of America is in great measure the cause of all mankind. And if an American democracy and our rights are killed by Trump or whoever, then really nowhere is safe for democracy. But for now, be smart, stay safe, and follow to stay in the loop.
That's it.
All right. I know Gray attended one of the protests, so I'll let you start, and then anybody else that attended, give us your experience. I attended one myself in my hometown, so go ahead.
I left early, but I did go to Trump Tower, which is crazy because I took like the boat to see like all the architecture, and you go from Trump Tower. So the craziest part to me about everything with the protest is that Trump employs so many Hispanic employees. And then so it's like, it's just ironic that he's the person doing this, and then he releases, oh, you know, hospitality, I don't want those people deported. So but I didn't see the protest. I was already flying. I was already flying back by the time I looked around, but nothing happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sergeant Pants.
I thought it was great. I mean, what a turnout, and what a comparison to the very sad and pathetic military parade for old Donnie Boy's birthday.
Man, you had to go get another Democrat, didn't you?
I don't know if I'm a Dem. I'll caucus with them, but
oh no, we can't. Hey, we can't straddle the fence. You gotta be on one side.
well, I am on one side. There's us, and then there's all the Nazi bootlickers.
Oh man, that's what you calling us?
Hey man, you like leather? Get it out.
Enzo.
You could change.
Oh no, I like my conservative values. You muted, Enzo.
Keep it that way.
We can't hear you.
You're still muted.
All right, what about now?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm like, no, that's just crazy what you're saying, Vance. I mean, there was a terrible turnout for the military parade, right? Or Donnie's birthday. Sorry, that's what I meant to quote. That was for the military, so that shows one thing only to me, that you guys would rather boycott a military parade for the 250th anniversary of the military to go protest no kings when there hasn't been a king in America ever, and Donald Trump is the farthest thing from a king. If he was a king, he could just literally snap his fingers and be like, okay, all these fucking immigrants are out of here. So it's literally just the stupidest thing ever. And I went to the one in New York. That was the least peaceful thing I've ever went to in my life. Like, I walked out of my car for 5 seconds and I'm getting screamed at, death threats, saying, fuck you, why the fuck are you here? I'll fucking kill you, get the fuck out of here. You're a piece of shit, you're a racist, you're a bigot, without even me opening my mouth. You condone that?
You're a Nazi bootlicker.
Bro,
when you
no,
wear Nazi
so tell me how I'm a Nazi bootlicker.
Like a Nazi. See a Nazi?
So tell me how I'm a Nazi bootlicker.
That's
So
what
tell me
made
how I'm a Nazi
America
bootlicker.
great. All right, quiet, Enzo. The men are
No.
Right.
Tell me how
That's
I'm a
what
Nazi
made America
bootlicker.
great.
I don't
Was
give
when
a
we
fuck.
used to stomp on Nazi necks.
Your service, you're still a fucking asshole.
But you like to pull your tongue. Look, Enzo,
Okay,
if
so
you
tell me
open
I'm a
your
fucking
eye
Nazi then.
and you're
So
staring
tell me how I'm a
straight ahead
Nazi then.
and you see a tongue with two tongues, you're a bootlicker, brother.
Okay, so tell me how I'm a Nazi.
You're wearing Nazi garb. It's been updated.
Where? Where?
It's right on your head, bro. That thing you seldom use.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
You're gonna call the vet. You're gonna call the infantry vet.
You can't go. You want to sit here and call me a fucking Nazi?
I see you like to wear. I see you and other stuff. You like to wear little Grunt Life patches and stuff on your clothing.
Really? Do I?
Did
no,
you
no,
serve?
I don't wear Grunt Life stuff. No.
I saw 1776 with the flag.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. What about it?
You know what's
the one shirt that I own?
Older than America? The Marine Corps.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I'm aware.
Shut up.
Your mic is a little off, Izzo. Your mic is muffled.
Yeah, you might want to switch over mics. I'll let King J. I got it right.
Got some boot in your mouth.
I'm gonna let King J go, and I'm gonna holler at Sergeant Pants. But go ahead, King J.
I will say this, battle buddy. I like the battle. I love the energy. Actually, matter of fact, I appreciate everything everybody did for the No Kings protest. I thought it was beautiful. This is what the Constitution stands for people to go out and be able to speak out against things they don't like their government doing. So I absolutely stand with the people so far as them making their opinion known. But when we talk about people being violent, let's talk about how the right has, during these protests, run people over with cars. We're going to talk about that. Let's talk about how we literally just had somebody go hunt down 2 politicians and unalive them. These are the people we're talking about. Y'all literally just unalived 2 politicians and then run people.
Who was the person unalive them? Was a Democrat.
Hold up.
Get it right. It was a Democrat.
This is already.
Get it right. It was a Democrat.
Come on. This has been debunked already.
Get it right.
We know for a fact this dude was a range out of tune. Hold up, out of tune evangelical pastor that was preaching hate. We know he's a registered Republican.
All right, cool. I'm gonna let you speak your bullshit.
This is a fact. This is a fact. He is a registered Republican. So this has already been debunked. Y'all, I'm not gonna say y'all, Republicans, this last week along with the protests have been completely violent. And I can tell you, and I'm gonna touch on this because my battle said something about it. The parade, that fucking drill and ceremony was fucking terrible.
Cool.
It was terrible.
That's fine.
But
yeah.
We get it.
So King J, you said somebody ran over some protesters.
Yeah,
was that the black vehicle?
I have to look, but I know what happened in Virginia.
Okay, so did those protesters not surround that car like they did back in 2020 when they pulled the guy out the semi and unalived him?
I don't believe they did.
Oh,
they surrounded the car and they like kicked the tail light of the car. Like they surrounded that car and they drove off. I would have did the same thing. Like there's no, even in the hood, you know that you don't stop.
Exactly.
If somebody want to wash your window, like, can I wash your windows? And they blind you. No, you don't stop.
Do you know for a fact that he was being surrounded? Do you know for a fact that?
Yeah, I've seen the video of it. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They kicked the vehicle.
This is my next question. If you know that it's a group of people protesting, this is just my opinion, and this is called having common decency and respecting other people's voices. Why would I drive into the street? Hold up, because I know he could have
violence if they want. Fuck their voice. They want to be violent.
What if they didn't?
Hold up, give me a second. I'm gonna say this. Yes, he has the absolute freedom to drive where he wants to, but out of respect, why would you go down a street that you know there's millions of people, thousands of people protesting that unless you wanted to start trouble?
I'm just saying, even if not, why not let them through? I know I did this the other day. I drove up on a community. They were having a parade. I didn't know it was there. I had to slowly drive through. So I'm saying things can happen, but at the end of the day, if there's a vehicle there, the people.
So why y'all hunting down Democratic?
Parade is, you're conflating two different things. Vulgar, I gotta jump in here. You're conflating two different things. A parade and a protest are not the same thing.
Even if he was starting trouble, he was stopped. They touched his car. They kicked his car. I seen the video.
Stopping you, Vulgar. You got to listen. You're conflating a parade and a protest. A protest is meant to cause disruption. Now, I know that it can be inconvenient, but nobody really cares about your convenience when we're trying to make social change. All right. So
what's social change?
Say
What's
like,
social
I ran
change?
into a parade.
What's
and
social change?
And I stopped. Parades are like, of course.
You want to condone fucking illegal violence migrants coming to this country? Cool.
Enzo is a narc. I'm just letting you guys know. Enzo is
narc?
Don't ever
I'm a
pass
narc?
this guy the
All right,
blunt.
so I've been called a Nazi and a narc.
He's going to tell on you.
I've been called a Nazi and a narc with no explanation.
Look, I'm nice enough to give you a point. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have that one. But why are y'all hunting down Democrat politicians and unaliving them? What is your excuse for that? What is your excuse for going to on a politician door?
Tim Walz appointee, you fucking idiot. He was a Tim Walz appointee. Who's Tim Walz? The governor of Minnesota, a Democrat. You fucking idiot.
No, you're
okay. So hold up, give me a second. So I know Republicans aren't used to being bipartisan and allowing other people into the conversation to have a conversation. But hold up. If you look at the structural way that community board is set, the governor that was in place before Tim Walz actually appointed him. Tim Walz just let him stay on. What's your point?
Crickets.
Okay. I can't deal with liberal lies tonight. I really can't. I can't deal with it.
You mean reality?
Motherfucker, you were the last person in reality. You called me a Nazi. Hold on, motherfucker. You called me. Hold on. Shut the fuck up.
First, you started off calling him a Democrat.
Shut the fuck up.
You first of all, you started off calling him a Democrat. We know he's a fucking registered Republican.
You started off telling me how I was a Nazi. And then
started off.
All right, guys, one at a time. Go ahead, Bowler, take over.
So my thing is Sergeant Pants, King J. Seem like all y'all have served, right?
I don't know. King J, how are you?
Yeah, I'm serving. I'm currently serving, actually.
Oh, all right.
So did
branch?
y'all?
Hold up, Vulgar. What branch?
Army.
Hey, all right. All right, sorry. Just want to get that away.
All right, no problem.
I did want to pick what you earlier said you was the oldest branch, but I think the Army's been around a little bit longer.
I don't know. We were before the United States Marine. The United States was even formed. So the United States formed the Army. We were the Continental Marines before that.
But the Army draws its. I'm not trying to turn it into a military, but the Army draws its origins actually from like the guard units, from like the militias.
All right. I did not know that. So,
National Guard is the oldest National Guard in the country, and Virginia National Guard is like almost, I want to say 270.
I wave my flag of surrender. You win, okay?
All right.
But
my question, y'all serve, right? Did y'all serve just to call people who think differently than you Nazis? Or did you serve for us to have freedoms of belief?
You can believe whatever you want, but when you believe that being a Nazi is the way you want to live your life, then watch out, because boots are going to fall on that neck eventually.
Cool. I'm going to ask you one more time.
So do you think okay, you think I'm a Nazi just because
I think you are a Nazi?
I rock conservative.
Yeah, I think you're a Nazi sympathizer. You've already shown that you have a black MAGA cap. You might as well be wearing a swastika, brother.
What other reasons would I have to be conservative?
Well, those would be your own.
Would it not be family?
I'm sorry.
I got 3 kids.
Huh?
I don't understand how a black man could be conservative in America. It's nothing to conserve for our particular community.
It's accountability.
Accountability?
It's a party that is about small government, which I don't understand. Like, black people don't like police, but then they want to be with the side that loves big government.
Small government and dragging people out of their fucking businesses and shit.
But this is not what we're watching right now with the small government.
Well, no, the government is dealing with people who aren't citizens.
No, hold up. When I say this is a small government,
who are citizens.
When I say this isn't small government, for example, a traditional Republican would have absolutely respected the governor's wishes and said, I'm going to wait until the governor says to deploy the National Guard or give resources. A small government does not go to the doctor.
That's not always true, though.
Hold up. The small government does not go to the doctor and say, you can't perform these procedures. Small government is minimum amount of government intervention. And we're not seeing that right now.
Yeah, minimum amount as long as you handling your business. California wasn't handling its business.
Okay, if that's the case, why is it the government
business?
If Newsom would have went and handled this and did it himself, the federal government could have stayed out of it. But it's not the federal government's job to stay back and just. I wish he would have personally. I wish he would have just let California burn down.
I wish.
So
personally,
let me ask you this question. So in that case, does that mean anything that the states are failing in, the federal government should step into? Because what you're saying is that the federal government was failing, the state government was failing to do its job as protecting property in LA. So is that the case? Is that what you're saying? That the federal government should step in to anything that the states are failing
No,
at?
I didn't say anything. We can't just throw an umbrella over everything. I just think it's a case by case basis, and this was one of those situations where the governor was like, the governor is supporting this. It's not like the governor was like, hey, we're doing all we can. We're getting no, the government was in support of this. You got the mayor, they're sympathizing and supporting these people who aren't even citizens.
I have a question for you, Vulgar. Would you have been on the side of the Sons of Liberty when they were chucking tea into the Boston Harbor, or would you have found the nearest redcoat and let them know, hey, buddy, we got to have some order around here? That's private property.
I mean, that you talking about the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah, that's some violence.
That was rebelling. No, that was rebelling against another country. Come on now, that was rebelling against another country. We wanted our sovereignty and freedom over here.
No, it was not. We were.
That wasn't against Britain in the taxation.
It was against Britain, but we were technically a part of Britain at that moment in time.
What I'm saying is we wanted our own thing. We wanted our separation.
Yeah.
No, I'm all for that. Y'all ocean away.
How did we get it?
What, by rebelling?
Through violence.
That's different.
No, that's not the same thing though. So what you're saying, you're
protesting for people who aren't citizens. Come on now. We're protesting for people who aren't citizens.
When I tell
the taxpayers,
I tell the conservatives, I understand what y'all are saying. Democrats for years have not been against. If we go and look at the Democratic Party across the board when we talk about presidents, have not out openly said, look, we want the borders open. We're not deporting people. What we're saying is these are still humans and you need to treat them like they're people.
Okay, Iranians are humans.
We're not the ones.
The people we bomb are humans, but guess what? We're gonna go to war with them. No. Yeah, don't say that when it comes to that. When it comes
hold up. Actually, Sergeant probably can back me up on this. You're right, to a certain point, but when we talk about the United States military, we don't go in and indiscriminately attack schools and crazy shit like that. We actually do value human life.
They do too. But the media
hits some really fucked up targets. You know, I gotta get in there with a shaky hand on that one.
Like we wasn't hearing all this when the deporter in chief was at it.
Yep. He was using due process.
No, he wasn't. 75% of it was done without due process.
Here's the thing: how can you use due process?
No, look,
ACLU.com.
Hold on.
Speed over fairness.
Hold on.
I don't believe nothing you said. You've been wrong 100%.
The ACLU.
Bring the receipts.
Bring the receipts. So the ACLU did a nice article. It's called "Speed Over Fairness." 75% of his deportations were done without due process.
Yeah.
So I actually, you know what's
funny? You're either legal or you're illegal.
Yep.
There's no in between.
I'm gonna say this, Enzo. You know what's funny? After we had the first conversation, I actually decided to go and dig more into it.
Mm-hmm.
What were the 3 conditions when he was doing? Because what it was actually called is expedited. He was expediting it.
Hold on. Like I said about it, right? So like I said about it, you had a border patrol agent. Acting as a judge, jury, and executioner.
One at a time.
They were not able to seek counsel. They were not able to appeal, and they were not able to see a judge or a jury in those cases whatsoever. Therefore, that is without due process. Even though it's under expedited removal, that's considered no due process. Because that's exactly what the Trump administration. That's exactly what the Trump administration is doing right now. And you guys are bitching every which way to Sunday, but didn't say a fucking word when Obama was doing it. So shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
Does this
Just
look
because
good?
Yo, hey, Sergeant Crayon
You wanna
Eater.
get a bite
Put
of
the
that?
shoe down. Put the shoe down.
Get a
Sergeant
bite of
Crayon
that?
Eater.
I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be respectful.
No, I don't want to. No.
Hold on,
You
hold
wanted
on,
to call
hold
me a
on.
racist
Hey,
last
hold on.
time
We
you were
got,
up here. I got no respect for you whatsoever.
Hey, look.
Straight
Hey,
up, I
look.
got no respect for you at all.
Hold up.
I
I
got
didn't
no
call
respect for
racist
you.
last time I was up here. What
Bring
I
it.
said,
Yo, Sergeant Crayon Eater. Bring it. Put a boot on my
hey,
neck.
I stand on what I said. I'm gonna stand on what I said. I'm gonna stand on what I said. What I said is
You
you're
can
not gonna
stand on
try
whatever
to
you say. I
make
don't give a
brown
fuck what you
people
stand
out
on.
to be the enemy. To me as a black man, you're not gonna try to tell me that these damn immigrants are my biggest problem in fucking America when the YT man for the longest period since the founding of this country has unalived and raped my women and literally hung us from trees. I don't give a fuck about what they're doing. I'm worried about the YT man that has a
Worry about
precedence
the
for
white man. Worry about the white man.
this
Worry
is a
about the white
racial
man.
topic.
2025. Worry about the white man.
All right,
when I
all
go
right.
to the
Hey,
when I
All
go
right,
all right.
Let Alexis get a turn.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna let her go there. I'm
Well,
gonna
you're gonna let me go
play
after
Trump
that?
response.
That's when you want to let me go. Is
No, well, go to the next subject. Go to her first. Go to the next subject. Go to her first.
Well, I wanted to play Trump's response to the No Kings.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
All right.
No Kings protests planned across the country on Saturday as well. What are your thoughts on those?
What do they call it? No Kings?
No Kings.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get stuff approved. A king would say, I'm not going to get this. A king would have never had the California mandate to even be talking to him. He wouldn't have to call up Mike Johnson and Thune and say, fellas, you got to pull this off. And after years, we get it done. No, we're not a king. We're not a king at all.
Alexis.
I mean, that seems more like a joke, honestly. I mean, he's not a king. He's the president of the United States of America, and he had the authority to use the National Guard. I don't have an issue with that. I live in Los Angeles. I don't know if any of you guys live there, but this is not about. This is ultimately, this boils down to the simple fact that we, as the United States of America, we have laws. You cannot attack federal officers. They are still people and citizens, just like all the rest of us. If someone was attacking you in your home, you'd want something done about it, right? If someone was attacking you on the street, you'd want something done about it. So therefore, these outnumbered agents who were being attacked on the street, whether it was having shit thrown at them, things thrown at their person, at their vehicles, it doesn't matter. Do you guys have any idea how scary it was around that time? I'm pretty sure none of you were here. It's not fun. They had miles of the freeway shut down. They had on-ramps shut down. And the problem is that even though the protests may have started out initially like, peaceful, they didn't end up that way. And to call Trump a king is really interesting, because if he was a king, none of the people who were throwing those rocks or scooters would be alive. They would all have got, off with their heads. Like, come on, like, let's just be so honest. That's it.
It's all emotion. That's the biggest thing is it's illegals versus legals, and when you put emotion into it, you get half the country or over half that wants to protest for people who aren't even citizens.
Dude,
which
vulgar.
is crazy. We need to look out for ourselves first.
I got a Latina wife, 100% proud
I'm
Latina.
Latina.
My children, good for you. My children are half Mexican. All right.
Is she legal?
Well, one, go fuck yourself. I'm not answering any goddamn questions. What are you, a cop? No,
I'm gonna keep
I ain't answer none of those questions. What I'm going to tell you is this.
Why don't you go and chew on a
Shut
fucking
your
cup of
mouth.
crayon? We know the Marines aren't the smartest.
Men are talking.
We get it. We know that. That's why the Navy. That's why
Men's
the
so
Navy
good at licking boots.
I know.
Be quiet.
Hold on, Enzo. And I know I'm letting them get it out. But go ahead.
Yeah,
So
let
my
him get it.
thing
You gotta get the
is,
cum out of his fucking throat. You gotta get the cum out of his throat. I know.
Do y'all realize there are I was saying brown people who are against this? There are people who made it here legally that went through all the paperwork, all the hell to get here, and they don't approve. They don't approve.
No, I'm not. No, you're not getting
here
away with this
illegally.
talking point. No, Vulgar. You're not getting away with
You know why? Because when you cheat, it hurts everybody.
Nope.
I saw that.
That's
I
bullshit
saw
because
that.
people are
So
doing
that's
it the right way. People are doing it the right way. And now ICE, to try to make their fucking numbers, they're going to courthouses and they're grabbing up people that are doing it the right way. So
they got deportation order. So what? Show me one that doesn't have a deportation order. Show me one that doesn't have a deportation order. I'll wait.
They get the deportation order because they vacate their case, and then if they don't show up, they get the deportation order. Back to my dude.
All right, y'all.
I get it. You're not that educated. You get it.
Hey, I'm going to the next subject.
I'm trying to get in there, but I ain't gonna be yelling.
I know we passionate here. I love it. All right, here we go.
A lot of you did not want this to happen, but the United States has officially stepped in to help Israel shoot down Iranian missiles, and this isn't some sort of minor assist either. We're talking Patriot and THAAD air defense systems alongside U.S. Navy destroyers in the eastern Mediterranean, all scrambling to intercept incoming Iranian ballistic rockets as they rain towards Israel. Reports are saying we got 2 destroyers, the USS Sullivans and the USS Arleigh Burke, along with Patriot PAC-3 batteries on land, are actively protecting Tel Aviv. The White House has surged almost 40,000 U.S. troops across the region, redirecting ships like the USS Thomas Hudner from west to east Mediterranean, all while fighter jets fly constant patrols. According to U.S. officials, this American shield is about one thing: protecting U.S. citizens and assets caught in the crossfire. This marks a serious escalation and signals the U.S. has Israel's back for now. I want to know, should we get involved more in this conflict or less, or even at all? Let me know in the comments.
All right. Alexis, since we kind of been leaving you out.
No, it's okay. I'm just not gonna scream over nobody. I don't think that we should get involved. I think that we've had Israel's back way too much. And this is coming from a Republican. I don't agree with it. I don't understand what this undying allegiance is to Israel. Now, I understand it is important for us to have allies. Don't get me wrong. And I believe that every country has a right to defend itself, even Ukraine. But I don't necessarily believe that it is our responsibility to help them defend themselves. We as a nation here, we are currently like I say all the time, we need to put our own oxygen mask on first before we help anyone else. We need to get our shit together, get our shit in order, help our veterans, help our fucking homeless people before we go and start helping everyone else. Because at the end of the day, right now, we as a country are extremely divided. We need some kind of common sense being brought back into politics, which I know doesn't really seem feasible, but it's gotten to be a bit too much. And right now we need to work on our shit and they need to work on their stuff. Sorry, keep cussing. Apologies.
King J.
We talk about this. This is I think it's unfortunate. I think it's ridiculous. This president has multiple times stated he's the president of peace, and now he's telling people that we may have to get involved in it. And unfortunately, he's going to send a whole bunch of our young men and women, some of my battle buddies, into a position they shouldn't be in the first place, especially when you advocated for being a peacetime president. So, he's just, again, after time, everything that he said he campaigned for, he's just walking it back.
Are you talking about Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Because he can control what other people do.
Hold up. I may have heard him wrong. Did he not say he was going to be a peacetime president?
I'm sorry. Did we at any point confuse the fact
So
that
question,
when someone's
King J,
advocating for peace, that doesn't mean that they're not he has no control over what other people in other countries do. He can give them, his opinion, his advice, and what he's going to help with. I'm sorry, what?
He could choose not to send anybody over there.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's why I'm saying I think that our undying support for them has been ridiculous. And the same thing with the Biden administration. It's for both administrations. So let's not just act like this is all Trump stuff. Okay.
Agreed.
Like let's not do that.
Yeah, but no president has ever come up there and just straight up banging on their chest. I'm gonna be no wars with me.
No
I'm
president's ever had a big head. Yeah, crazy.
He's the one that came out with this shit. I'm gonna do this on day one. I'm gonna do this. There's gonna be no wars with me. Peacetime all the time.
Are you serious? You guys really thought the day one stuff? Really?
Hold up. And now he literally has ships shooting missiles out of the sky. Iran has already came out with multiple warnings, so he knows what he's doing. And just to put the icing on top of the cake, we know the administration is all in a debacle because fucking small ass Marco Rubio came out and said we had nothing to do with it. And this dude literally twice an hour later, yeah, we been knew about it. We already knew this was gonna happen. Come on. And y'all are the people making the decisions, and y'all aren't even unified when we're making small ass statements. Come on,
Who
let's be
is
serious.
y'all? Who is y'all? I don't. Never mind.
Enzo?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't agree with it at all. Sending troops over there. Maybe if Biden actually did his fucking job, we wouldn't have to send people over there because Iran has been a threat to Palestine and Israel. How is that being a bootlicker?
It's not even a
Yo,
boot.
Sergeant Crayon, how's that being a bootlicker? Like seriously, stop your,
Put
hold on. Like I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna be respectful
You
now,
asked me
right?
a question, dog. You want me to answer it or
So
not?
I'm being. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying, right? I'm gonna be respectful. So why don't you do the same and put your childish acts away, right?
No, dude. You're a bootlicker. You're not worthy of
All right. So please explain to me, like I've
can
asked you
boot.
5 times already, how I'm a bootlicker then.
Okay, now shut your little boot trap and let me explain. All right. You're over here blaming Biden, and he certainly has plenty of blame for the current situation with Israel and Iran and that whole shit over there. And so do all the presidents leading up to that. Just like Lilybit Alexis has said that there's plenty of this has been going on for a while. But you can't even say anything that Trump has done wrong here. You can't.
Oh, I will. I was going to get to that.
Oh, I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
So I don't agree with him siding with Israel whatsoever after what they're doing to Palestine. 100%. That's been my biggest critique on Donald Trump's administration since day one.
Well, we can agree on that.
Yeah, 100% since day one.
I agree. We shouldn't be
So
sending.
there you go. So so am I still a bootlicker?
Well, in this regard, your BLQ, which is the bootlicker quotient, is starting to dip. I still think you're dangerously high though, and that hat is a dead giveaway.
So I mean, I'll put the red one on. Is that better for you?
That would make you a red-headed
Right about
dipshit.
everything one. Which one do you want? I got many.
I mean, I'm sure they're all keeping the ladies away from you. So whatever.
Oh
you
no,
feel
they're
like.
not. No, they're not. Trust me. I don't got that issue like you.
I'm married.
Trust me, we know about you guys. We know how you.
The only reason you don't have that issue is because I got a ring on my
Oh,
finger.
really?
So
Me
there's none
too.
left for you.
Wow,
There's
look
none
at that.
left.
Me too.
You got a tattoo on your finger.
Yeah. That's my fucking wedding ring right there.
Vulgar.
Yeah,
I'm
get
just,
quiet.
Watch it.
Nobody.
I'm entertained right now.
My
I'm missing
response
popcorn.
would be:
Go ahead, Gray.
it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican. Israel's the only democracy in the Middle East, so they're gonna side with Israel regardless. That's what I think.
I have my own personal opinions about that. I don't think that's why Israel has its hands in all of some of these super PACs out here, and they're funding the politicians on both sides. I think that's why both parties are so happily willing to give these things to them.
May I try my hand at a little conspiracy? You guys want to go down a little rabbit hole? I don't know if this is going to take or not. And I just kind of think about this, but like Israel kind of pulls the strings around here. And do we all think, is there consensus that perhaps Jeffrey Schmepstein was a part of Mossad or like a honeypot, right? We kind of believe that.
Yep.
We kind of agree with that.
Trust
So
me,
I mean,
down the rabbit hole on all that. I know all about it.
okay, so you agree that
Yeah.
that Israel was basically backing this guy in some way, right? That's how he kind of came to be. So, and then they had, then he got all this dirt on all of these incredibly powerful people the world over. And so I think, now this is conspiracy, I got nothing to really back it up just from like what I kind of think, and I could absolutely be wrong. But I think what we're seeing right now is there was a deal struck, and probably with Biden or even before, but a deal struck or just an understanding that was understood that Israel will be able to genocide Gaza and the Palestinians, and in return for that, they will fight a proxy war with Iran to degrade their nuclear capabilities. Now, I don't know if that makes any sense. It could be complete bullshit. I just pulled it right out of my ass, but seems
I
like
have a fun fact. Did you guys know that Ghislaine Maxwell's father owns all of the where all of our textbooks come from, like like in public schools? Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, there's like look in that direction. You might get closer towards the answers that you're looking for there. I
I'm
can't
not really
quite
looking
remember
for answers.
not answers, but you might get some more. substance to some of your conspiracy theories on that, because I delve in the world of conspiracy.
I'm
so
just
I
saying
find that
what I
really
said. What do you guys give me? Like a 5? 5 on 10? Like, what
The
do you
thing
think?
is, I agree with everything you said because I looked into it myself and I found some dirt myself.
I think it's really hard to say that. I mean, I'd see it. Yeah, I'll give you like a 5.5, maybe even a 6. Because I mean, I will give you that. But at the same time, I think that it's a lot more complex than that. I think there's a lot more behind it than just that. Because the whole Israel thing has been, it's been like this for a long time, and there is a reason for it. The reasons are never made public, and I don't think the public will ever be privy to the information. But there is a reason. I just don't know what it is.
Okay. That was I just want to try my hand at it. Usually I kind of stay away from that stuff.
I love that stuff.
And good job. I'm gonna play it real quick. And if you're watching right now, subscribe and hit that notification bell.
All right, I'm gonna play. I can't ever say his name right. Netanyahu. Ooh.
Yeah,
I just call him Yahoo.
I just dropped a bootlicker on him. You guys go check out my TikTok. Just roasted that bootlicker.
The Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program.
All right, to wrap this up, how do y'all feel about that?
Well, obviously.
Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm talking too damn much. I appreciate you guys letting me hear. But I think anytime we can stop nuclear proliferation, I think that's a good thing. I think that's good for all of us, the bootlickers and ass kickers alike, right? It's going to keep this whole thing spinning a lot longer. But I don't know. I don't trust Israel. I don't trust any government right now.
King J.
I agree with what Sergeant was saying, but I just don't like the way that it happened. I'm sorry, I can't agree with it, and I feel like it's going to spark a bigger escalation in the Middle East. This shit is going to expand to different borders, and the only question is now how far is it going to expand? Who's going to get pulled into it? And I just pray that it's not the United States and goddamn one of the other 3 big powers, because if it does, we have a whole nother problem on our hand.
I'm gonna go to the main event, but I have a theory, and I have been saying this even on the new party, because I don't know as much about the stuff in the Middle East. I really need to read up on it. I just feel like sometimes in nature we are made for conflict. Like that's how we resolve issues, especially men. Men have conflict, and there's usually a resolution. So I feel like maybe the reason why we can't tame Israel, Iran, and the Middle East is because they need to go. Everybody just need to step out. I don't know if y'all in the hood, we used to give 2 people boxing gloves, and it'd be like 20, 30 of us, and everybody hold hands and act like they the ring.
Hell yeah.
And let them fight it out. I really feel like that's what's going to have to happen. It's either going to be us, all the countries hold hands and let the Middle East do what they do. China, US, we all gonna have to hold hands, kumbaya, let them fight it out.
Fight it out.
Or we're gonna have another world war. There's too much peace. We're gonna have to have a world war somewhere.
I agree with you, let them duke it out, but the problem is that there's like kids and innocent people and
that's life though.
People, and they're gonna get fucked up during that fight.
Guess what? If an asteroid is coming towards the Earth, it's not thinking about kids. When nature is in play, it's not thinking about families and kids. I know we try to be like that, but I just think there's been too much peace, too long.
I think we passed that.
It's like a volcano. Like
I
was it Yellowstone?
That whole
Yellowstone
enhancement
is weak.
past that stage is gone. Everybody look. I'm not too big on conspiracy theories, but we know Izzy got a goddamn nuclear bomb. We know they got one of them motherfuckers.
He probably
That
did.
and Pakistan. Hey, look, I'm not gonna get too far down that rabbit hole, but Pakistan has already come out said if they find out Izzy's gonna use them, they're gonna get them. We're already too many people have already commented on it. Well, too many countries have already commented on it. I don't think it's gonna be no circle and hold hands moment. This shit is about to get serious quick.
And I'll tell you another stat, and I'm gonna go play the main event. 99% of species that existed on this planet are extinct, and now we have nuclear capabilities. We are a violent species. I just don't think we could try to keep the lid on the bottle as long as possible. But even with Trump saying Biden, all the presidents, I just think it's something to where this violence is going to happen. The Middle East is going to have to duke it out, and maybe we just sit back and kind of like referee the thing. So I'm gonna go to the main event, which ties into this. All right, let me play it, and I'll get your opinions. I'm glad you came, Alexis.
Drafted in the military.
Like, by drafted, do you mean like when you turn 18, like you're automatically?
Okay, yeah, so men have to register for the selective service. Currently, there's not a draft in the United States, but all men in the United States at 18, in order to be able to vote and have other benefits, they have to register for the selective service, which would then make them subject to military conscription in the case that there was a military conflict which required a draft. So do you think women should be subject to selective service draft? Forced?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
I wouldn't even trust women to like fight for our country unless that's like that's their thing. You know, like if you're like that type of woman that you feel like you're stronger and stuff like that. But I just feel like no.
I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our masters.
April, stop it.
Leslie, you'll never land a bow with that domineering tone.
Gotta be real fucking honest with y'all. I don't know what these women shoved up their vaginas last time we went to war, all this we can do it shit. But I can't do it. And I belong in the kitchen where that's where men say I belong, and I respect that now. I can't do it. I'm gonna be at the house, making some bread. Yeah.
The same people that say masculinity is toxic want men to risk their lives in foreign wars that have nothing to do with us.
I put some work into that. Yeah.
That was your graphic at the end?
Yeah. That's my saying. Send the asteroid.
Who
wants to go?
I'll go first. I will say this: like, I was in the military, but I was IT, and it was girls there. Like, we would go to classes and stuff like that. So it's all types of different jobs: the cooks, mechanic. Like, it was a lot of girls that would supply. So it's all types of different jobs. It's not just like infantry or like, you know, all combat. Like, you need other stuff, like other jobs to be done.
And I'll jump in and I'll just say that, you know, I was a grunt. I was in the infantry, and we didn't have any ladies in the infantry. But that's not to say that I didn't serve with some guys who I would have traded out for a woman with a thick pair of legs and a big ass to help carry some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've served with some guys that were kind of some limp dicks. I'm just gonna say it. You know what I mean? A lot of Enzos. There's some Enzos in the.
For fuck's sake.
I love how you think it's so funny just coming for me the entire time. Like, if you just want to do that,
You
that's
started
fine.
it, bro. You started it.
I didn't start nothing. I came in here and I said
You
exactly
told me
what
to
I
shut
said, and you
the
wanted to
fuck
call
up.
me a Nazi and still
Told me
never
to
gave
shut
me an
the fuck up
explanation
before I
for it.
called you a
And they wanted to
Nazi.
call me a bootlicker.
Wait.
Bro, but the funny thing is, you're the same type of. I don't give a fuck if you're in the military or not. Thank you for your service, but you're a fucking cocksucker.
Well, thank me
I
for my service.
guarantee you.
It's
I
nothing coming
guarantee
from a
you this.
bootlicker
You
like you.
wouldn't say shit to my fucking face in
Dude.
person, or you'd be laid the fuck out, bro.
I got
Straight
hands
up.
too, bro. I got
Yes,
hands
act up
too.
on the fucking internet. Shut your bitch ass
Dude, I
up.
act tough in real life, bitch. I'm
You
tough.
wouldn't fucking act tough to my
You're
face like that.
infantry
You wouldn't do shit.
Marine.
I've
Like,
met motherfuckers like
what
you
do you
all my life, right? You the big fucking big mouth that always
Why didn't you
talks,
serve?
that fucking
Enzo,
probably
why
got
didn't you
bullied
serve?
and went to fucking the
Enzo,
military,
Enzo.
and you think you're a big and badass now because you fucking serve. Go fuck yourself.
Man
Straight up.
cave.
Why didn't you serve?
For sure. All right,
Why didn't I
guys.
serve?
Why didn't you
Because I didn't
serve?
want to. That's why.
Did you
Because I had
boots?
better
Did your feet
opportunities
hurt?
with my life
Did
at
your feet hurt?
18.
Did you want to sweep in your bed every night?
Okay.
No, I
All
wanted to make
Yeah,
money.
go
That's
go
what I
ahead,
want to do.
Alexa. Go ahead, Alexa.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So, a female is actually going to speak because the two of you are acting like females by whatever standard
Sexist.
society deems worthy. Knock it off, seriously, both of you. It's annoying. And SSGT, you did. I don't know how this got started. I was not here, but fucking cheese. What am I commenting on?
Yeah,
The
we
video.
know it says little dick energy. We get it. You
Yeah,
can put it
it's
down
a bit
now.
of it's a bit annoying. Anyways, my whole thing here is that okay, so women. All right, look, I'm a strong woman. But I also too am a soft woman. I'm a feminine woman. I do appreciate a strong man, and as much as see the draft initially though, when men were selected, they were selected because women are the ones who bring the future into the world, right? You know, we are the insurers of our species. I mean, that's just how it worked back in the day. That's how it worked all the way back. So it makes sense, at least by standards of, you know, back then. However, if women want to serve, we can serve. I don't think that women are not capable. I cannot stand when other women say that we're like, "Ugh, I don't want, like, if you don't want to do it, that's totally fine. That's not you. That's not you. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But to sit here and say, no, I don't think women should, like, we are very capable creatures. And as much as I appreciate and I know that we need men, because we do need men. Anyone who says that men don't need women or women don't need men, you're dead ass wrong. You're just completely and utterly wrong. You know, and I just can't stand this notion of women vilifying or demonizing other women because they choose differently than them. If I want to choose to be a stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home wife, that's my choice. That's the whole reason why we fought for our rights, right? That's my right to choose. If a woman wants to go fight in battle, that is her right. More power to you, girl. I'm very proud of you. That is it. Period. What's up?
Well, I would just say that it's not the video wasn't really highlighting like a choice, because obviously women could choose to serve and they do now. It was kind of central around being forced to serve from the draft. So I say that, you know, sign women up and let them be drafted, and they'll just fill, if need be, they'll fill the non-combat roles, and if need be, and if they're up to the snuff, put them in the infantry.
I'm curious though, how does that work for like pregnant women who are actively raising young people? Like, does the draft would it only call for one parent? Like, I feel like that's where it starts to get a little sketchy.
Well, you know, they would certainly have to come up with a change to the format of it. I think so now
bring me a few of those proposed changes, and then I'll be happier to comment on it.
Well, I'm just saying, like right now, it's like if you're the only male, I think you don't get drafted, I believe, right? So there are already exemptions, and so we would just add pregnant women and other things to that. I would think that's.
Yeah, I think we had this discussion as far as like people trying to say it's a right. And I'm like, it's not a right. It's a privilege to serve in the military. It is not a right, because you can be denied at any time, and then they could change their mind later and say, hey, you know what? We need you with your flat feet right now. We're running out of people.
With your scoliosis.
Yeah, it's not.
You fly a drone.
Yeah.
I see it as way more kills with a drone than you will with a machine gunner, like I was. Shit.
I see it as a privilege. But what I'm really saying is guys like me who get called toxic, who are more dominant leaders, don't take shit, not as compassionate about certain things. It's like, if we do have to go to war, y'all gonna look at us to fight it. Sergeant Pants just said it. He said it's a bunch of people he'd rather trade out because they probably was sissified.
Yeah, weak-minded fellas, you know, they're out there. You know, guys that just bitch up, can't handle.
And that's
his whole job was just to fill the ice cooler with waters, man. Like, because he was just kind of a sissy.
I can talk from my own experience. I did. I was a 92 Golf. I was working in defect. I was a cook, and I was attached to a cavalry unit, and they had 2 females in that cav unit, and those women outdid the men in everything. When I say everything, PT test, stellar. ACFT, stellar. Weapons qual, fucking stellar. I've never seen a woman that can shoot a 50 cal sniper and an M4 and get damn near perfect scores. So if you ask me across the board, if they want to sign up, absolutely let them sign up, because I've seen more than enough capable women in combat roles.
Enzo?
Women want equality. Feminists want equality. They should be drafted. That's all I gotta say about that.
And that's pretty much what I'm trying to say, is like a lot of the women who are in these feminist roles say all men are bad. They say they rather hang with a bear than a man.
Bear ain't gonna grape them.
But there's far worse things.
That?
Yeah. So my thing is like now it goes back to what I said earlier, as far as the world has been too safe. And I think a lot of these feminists and other women who call people like me toxic. I even adopted a name. I'm Toxic Masculinity now. That's my other nickname. I own it.
I'm curious, like, what are you doing that they're calling you toxic for?
Yeah, I'm so curious.
What do I do? I say what's on my mind, and I have standards, and you can't cross them.
Well, okay, but be a little more like, what are you saying? What are the standards? Like, what are they hearing that's making them go, "Oh, you're toxic"? Too.
I'm the head of my household.
Okay.
I have the final say. I'll listen to my woman, but for the most part, I'm gonna make the final decision. If she can't get with that, she can get out.
Are you married?
Yes.
Okay, so she didn't leave. She got with it.
Yeah, she trusts me.
Okay.
So we don't have an issue. I would never get with a woman again who don't trust me. If you can't trust me to make the final decision as the man, then we don't need to be together, because situations like this, if we go to war, it's probably going to be better that I go serve than my wife, right?
I'm having trouble following the through line, because it's like you get to like be in charge of everything on the slight chance that we have like a draft and you have to.
Well, I'm just saying anything, and it's something like I'm like, hey, I can't think of the guy's name, but he said if it's 2 a.m. and I ask you to go fix me a sandwich, go fix me a sandwich, stuff like that. And then you ask the same woman, I can't think of what his name is, but he asked the woman, if somebody break in the house at 2 a.m. and he sleep, what are you gonna want him to do? You gonna want him to go get up and neutralize the threat?
I think that
depends like go make me a sandwich.
I think that depends on who you're dealing with, because I know some women that go downstairs and they'll handle business. You might get up and it might be noise because she done did some shit to somebody.
What with a pistol?
Yes.
Unless you Clarissa Shield.
What you gonna use?
I'm gonna use my
pistol. Everyone's equal.
I'm saying I got a pistol too. I would use my pistol too, but I'm saying I still got hands. My hands gotta be
I hear you come from my window at night. You going right back out the same window you came in.
You guys seen that Brock Lesnar's daughter? She was kind of making her. All right, you think you want to run a fade with her?
Say who?
Okay.
Brock Lesnar's daughter. I'm just saying there are women out there.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? Women, they want a certain perception. Most women, if they don't think a man can protect them, they don't want to be with him. They have an expectation for a man to be the leader, to be tough. If he's girly or feminine any type of way, most women who are worth it aren't going to want that type of guy.
Now, I'll just jump in.
So that's what I mean by it.
Some women feel more, feel safer with a guy who's kind of femmy or weak or whatever, because for whatever reason they feel like he's not going to hurt them. You know what I mean? So that kind of goes both ways, at least for how women are choosing.
What?
Well, I'm just saying some women prefer a guy who they feel is like, I don't know, maybe more femmy or whatever you want to call
it.
Yeah,
so they can manipulate him. He doesn't have standards.
No, hold on. They might do that because they just feel safer with that person.
Nah,
they've had an experience in the past that has led them
they want a guy that when they be like, I take care of the baby, I do this, and he done work 12 hours chopping up coal out of a mine. He come home and she still want him to help out with the baby, and she be like, well, I've been here all day, I've been doing this, and he be the type of guy that be like, yeah, you right, baby. Nah.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
My wife do that. I'm like, hey, she'd be like, hey, can you help with this? I'm like, well, can you go change the oil? Well, I don't know about that. I don't
Yeah,
know
but
about
bro,
that.
you're
Change the
changing the
oil.
oil
Okay,
every
so
3 months and 3,000 miles. Them shitty diapers got to get changed every 3 minutes, dude.
it don't matter. She ain't got to go out and handle that. I handle that. You got your job. I got my job. Don't be trying to bring me. The thing is, I'll help, but don't try to shame me into helping. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of these women, they get those type of men to where they can shame them and they fall for it. They can manipulate them, mold them. They want that. Women like that are manipulative. The real type of women want a man who stand his ground, who can lead a tight ship and keep them safe.
I have a question. Don't you think it's shaming the same way in what you just said? Because you were saying he's been working 12 hours all day and he comes home, last thing he wants. Like, I'm just saying, like, is that something that you say to her as well? Like when she asks you, like, hey, I've been here with the baby all day. Well, and then you go, well, I've been working 12 hours all day. Da-da-da. I mean, isn't that like just shame and shame back and forth? I'm just curious.
Nah, it's true.
It is true. It is true. What she said is true too, though. I mean, I'm not.
I'm saying
I'm just.
I'm saying if it's labor, but the thing is, it's like if I'm extra tired, leave me be.
Did you birth half of those children?
What does that matter?
I'm fucking with you. I'm just saying, you know, they do a lot. You know, it's a
God, God didn't tell me to do that. Like when people
saying,
know
I
that
really
question, God didn't tell me to do that.
And
God
everything
didn't
she
tell you
does.
to change the oil either. God didn't invent
Yeah, he
cars.
did.
No,
I mean, my wife
He
almost
said if you don't, you're not gonna have a car. And women are good for that. Women are good for not changing their oil and blowing their engines too.
I have an electric car.
Sure.
I know I can't stand it either. Trust me, I still have gas cars. But yeah.
Great show, guys. Let's get to our final thoughts. Sergeant Pence, since you're the guest, we'll start with you. What's your final thoughts and what did you think of the man cave?
My final thoughts. My name is Sergeant Pants 0331. Check me out at TikTok, Sergeant Pants 1330, YouTube and Instagram. I'm an old infantry machine gunner. I'm a father of 3, husband to 1, and the best thing under the sun. So that's my song.
Alexis, what's your final thoughts?
Thank you guys for having me again. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I move around a lot. So yeah, but I will do my best to work on that. Check me out at TikTok as well. I do a lot of topics like is misandry real, which I personally believe that it is. A little bit of Alexis, it's the same thing that's posted right here. But yeah, check me out and we can talk about it. I love people of all different backgrounds, all different sides. So check me out.
For sure. Enzo?
So, I mean, it was a good episode. I'm still trying to figure out why Sergeant Crayon Eater was calling me a Nazi, but well, I guess we'll never know.
You're a bootlegger.
But, so, yeah, because I'm a bootlegger. That's the only reason. Cool. Yeah, so Sergeant Crayon Eater, maybe stay in your corner and just keep chewing on the orange crayons and stay out of this next time. So, thanks.
I like crayons.
Yeah, we know.
King J, what's your final thoughts?
It was a good show. I appreciate y'all bringing me back up. For all my liberal left thinkers, come follow me so you can hear some good conversation. On TikTok, we hold debate panels Monday through Wednesday from 11 to 7, and then sometimes you can catch me after 9 o'clock. And Big Sergeant, I definitely gonna send you a follow because I definitely want to. I see you up on Skeptic Show. We have a good conversation. I think you will love it up there.
All right.
Oh, y'all know each other? Okay. My final thoughts are tuned in to the new party tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the anniversary of when the submarine got sunk. We'll be talking about that over there. Spicy show. I mean, like, here, I know we come together. I know these are passionate, emotional topics, but on a new party, we come together. At the end of the day, we say how we feel. We put the information out there. And, you know, it's always good to have these conversations because it's going to help people learn. It's going to help people, you know, see that people can come together and have a constructive conversation. Man Cave. Vulgar, what's your final thoughts?
Oh, man. So I noticed the reason what made me do this topic is I notice every time there's a threat of war, I start to see a lot of women say they're ready to go back to the kitchen or whatever they want to say, like in the video I showed. My thing is, it shouldn't take a war for even feminists, women alike, to appreciate men, even the ones y'all call toxic. That's not it, because guess what? when shit hit the fan, y'all are looking for all that toxic masculinity to protect y'all. So y'all should protect it. Even y'all should protect us and appreciate us even during peace times. And I'm not talking about the crazy Epstein type dudes. I'm talking about just men, conservative men who stand on core values and standards. And we seem like we assholes, but we really just want the best for our family and the people around us. Man cave.
All right, I'm gonna play the outro.